Hi and welcome to this week's Money Monk Monday. And today we are going to be looking at the 3 mistakes that I see most of my business owning clients make. So there's a fair bit to learn from that. Before I kick off with Money Monk Monday, you may have seen, but I'm running my first live workshop in a very, very long time, and I'm looking forward to that because I love working closely and intimately with small groups of people. I can really use my people reading skills as well as my strategic know-how to help them make more profit from business. The event is called Fire Yourself 2019. I'm running it up on the Gold Coast. I will be recording it. And so those that can't make the Gold Coast event, you'll still want to check out, and you're interested in the information, check out the landing page. I'll put a link down below once I've finished this live. And if you can't make the Gold Coast workshop, then you can book and pay for it anyway, and you'll get the recording. And you won't get the recording at the workshop price after the workshop's finished, because I'm going to turn that into a training program for business owners that want to build their business so it runs independently of them. And I'll be pricing it around $300, so it's going to be far more expensive than just getting the recording. But I'm recording it because I want those people that can't make the Gold Coast to get access to this powerful information. So, 3 mistakes. First one is not pricing high enough. Now, typically people don't price high enough because when you first start out in business, your sense of self-worth is lower than it is when you're very experienced at business. So think about it. When you first set up your business, you are usually at the lower end of the confidence scale. You're not sure how this is going to work, and maybe you've just got some new skills or expertise. And there's a psychological principle that gets played out here. That is this: self-worth gets projected into the perceived value of your services or products. As an example, if you don't feel that good about yourself because you don't feel confident, when you look at your services, you'll go, oh, well, it's probably only worth this much, and I'll put my prices up when I start to feel more confident. The problem with that, pricing from that lower sense of self-esteem, is that you end up building what we call an unconscious agreement with the marketplace. So again, based on low self-worth, projecting that into value of the product, then pricing accordingly, you start to build relationships with people based on your pricing. So when you go to put your pricing up, people will rebel against that. Now, there's a reason for this, because price buyers, they go looking for the cheapest products. So if you've got low self-worth, projecting that into your pricing, or low confidence, projecting that into your pricing, you attract price buyers. Price buyers are more interested in saving dollars than the value they get. So the way of fixing that, first of all, is to drop tying your self-worth to your product, unless you've got extremely high self-worth. So you want to be able to put your prices up and set them highly at the upper end of the pricing spectrum. And then your job is to help people understand that your higher prices are worth it because of the value of what you are offering. And that is a marketing and selling exercise, meaning that you are constantly positioning and communicating the value the client will get for paying these higher prices. Now, here's something that's really important to understand. Value shoppers buy on value, not price. So you think about someone that buys a Mercedes. A Mercedes, they'll pay way more than they'll pay for a Japanese car. Japanese car will cost them less to run, cost them less to buy. They won't have many hiccups with the Japanese car over a period of time. Let's say a Toyota or a new Hyundai, impeccable cars. But a value buyer or status buyer will purchase a Mercedes based on the perception of this being an ultra quality product, and probably a sense of ego could be involved with that too, a sense of status. So Mercedes can put their price up and no one cares. No one complains. In fact, if they put their price up, people might buy more, because that's one of the things with more exclusive high-end products. So there's a really important lesson in there, because if you sell on value, when you put your prices up, no one complains. But if you sell on price, based on low self-esteem or low self-worth or lack of confidence because you're just starting out in business, you build agreements with people that buy on price, and then you can never put the prices up easily without losing customers. Now, one other tip before we move into the second mistake that most business owners make: if at this point you have a whole bunch of clients coming in paying less than you would like, then just with your new clients, this could be customers buying services or it could be customers buying products, put the price up for the new ones. That's all you do. The next mistake I see business owners making in growing their businesses is not bringing on key staff fast enough. You know, there's a transition point in a business, and this happens whether you've got capital backing you or not, and that is this, is that there's a point where, you know, you're breaking even, maybe just getting a little bit more. And of course at that point you're kind of scared. You're like, well, oh, geez, any little thing could go wrong and I could get whacked here. And so people tend to hold on when they're at that stage of the business and try and do everything themselves. It's the worst possible thing you could do. The absolute worst possible thing you could do. Because the more successful you become, the more you are required in the business. The more successful, especially if you are the business owner that has to deal with clients, the more successful you become, the more your time is tied up delivering to the client. That's the worst possible scenario. Because when you're tied up delivering to the client, what you'll notice is that you aren't marketing anymore. You're not selling as much. The pipeline's not filling. So there are sort of key areas in business that must happen 24/7, regardless of how busy the business gets or you get. And one of them is marketing, because marketing is the only thing that brings money in. So it's really important for you as a business owner, when you're in that sort of stage where the business is working, but you haven't got a lot of cash flow, but you're sort of at that break-even stage, you really want to look at bringing someone on. Because you need to be freed up so that you can grow the business, concentrate on sales, concentrate on marketing, whether you're doing the marketing or not. You still have to run your marketing team. And that's going to bring me to the second point. And it's also a good habit. When you get in the habit of bringing people on quickly, you get in the habit of passing on tasks to free you up so you can concentrate on the highest dollar productive activities for that business. That's a very good entrepreneurial habit, because that's how you build a business that runs independently of you, because you want to make yourself redundant from each role in the business. The third mistake that I see people making is not fully understanding that marketing expertise is more important than pretty much anything else in business. I'll even go as far as saying that marketing expertise is more important than your expertise. If you provide a service and you're really, really good at that service, and your staff are really, really good at providing that service, in reality that means nothing if the marketing's not working. This is why marketing expertise is the most important thing that you can have in your business. Marketing expertise shifts a business. You think about this for a second. So you can have every other department in your business working perfectly, but marketing's not working. Right? And to come back to that statement before, marketing expertise is more important than you being an expert. Think about how many people you know of that are not as good as you at what you do, or their products is not as good as your product, but they make way, 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 way more profit and reach way, way more people. That's because, as I said, marketing expertise is more important than your personal expertise. Now, in reality, you've got to have personal expertise, but that personal expertise can't reach clients or customers, or your exceptional product or can't reach clients without having really good quality marketing expertise in your business. And I often see business owners trying to do the marketing themselves. And I personally don't think that's the best thing to do. I think that what you've got to have on your team is real marketing expertise. It will just make such a difference to you. Then you can just concentrate on doing what you do, and you let your marketing team concentrate on what they do. Anyway, there's the 3 mistakes that I often see my business owner clients making. Again, not pricing enough, high enough, not bringing on key staff fast enough, and not maximizing the amount of effort, energy and resources that goes into bringing on expert marketers or getting expert marketing assistants. Hope that helps your Monday. If anyone wants to work with me, I am one of my coaches. We run a Breakthrough Profit Workshop. In that Breakthrough Profit Workshop, we have a really good look at you, what you bring in your psychology to business building that doesn't support good quality business development, and what it is within you that does support good quality business development. There's no way that any of us get anywhere in business without developing self-mastery over our belief systems and our behavioural patterns and upgrading how we think and behave. And you'll hear me say this all the time. All of us, apart from those that have come through generationally wealthy entrepreneurial families, have been conditioned in an education system that's designed to downgrade your abilities as an entrepreneur. The education system was set up to create cogs for the capitalistic system. That's why there was so much emphasis and effort put into getting you to improve your skills, getting skills. Now, I'm not off against getting skills, but you've got to understand the education system itself was teaching you to get skills because of an underlying assumption. And that underlying assumption is you're not powerful and smart enough to be an entrepreneur or an investor. And the only way that you can have power in this world is by upgrading your skills and selling those skills to someone else that has more power than you. That's what the schooling system's set up to do. And nowhere in that equation is there anything to do with thinking like a entrepreneur. It's only about becoming a resource in other people's money-making systems. So there are business owners watching this. That's the education system you've come up in. How to be a resource. No wonder you work way too hard in your business or spend too much time in your business rather than working on it and developing a resource or an asset that runs independently of you. Okay? Based on your programming, mine as well. That's what we all went through in the West. You shouldn't be doing that because that would make you lazy. But that's what a smart entrepreneur does. What system can I get to do this? Who else can I get to do it for me so I don't have to? That's how you start to think to build an asset that runs independently of you. Anyway, Breakthrough Profit Workshop for anyone keen on doing some work with me. You go and see what's happening in your psychology in regards to wealth creating. Building a business that runs independently of you, and we also help you with the strategies required to shift your business so that it doesn't rely on you and it makes more money, right? That's the number one focus. Anyway, hope you get a lot from that. Have a great day for the rest of it. See you.